and thus the AEW Interim Championship picture has become much, much clearer. Kinda, maybe, possibly. I'm John Rectum with my review of AEW Dynamite from Kansas City, Missouri, inside the cable Jeffrey Dahmer Arena. And with just a couple weeks ago until AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door, off the heels of AEW Double or Nothing just a couple weeks ago, you kind of have to wonder if AEW is maybe trying to go to the well one too many times. It's cool that they're doing this super show, and I know the talents are going to do their best to deliver, and I get why they're doing it this month and not trying to do it in July, because New Japan has their G1 climax, a glorious month-long climax where we're going to need all kinds of lube and fluids and fluid lubes and whatever, and a lot of sleep and a lot of energy drinks, and again, a lot of lube to get through that month-long climax. Basically, AEW kind of had to rush this goddamn thing. Still might be cool to see, but will enough people plunk down $50 more after Double or Nothing? These are the questions that must be asked. But before that, well, they were put in a bit of a bind, like they ate too much goddamn string cheese and they couldn't shit that stuff out soon enough when CM Punk had a foot injury and he had to get surgery, which apparently is successful. That's good news. However long it takes him to recover, I hope he's back 100% very, very soon. But they were in a bind, so they came up with the AEW Interim Championship Eliminator Tournament thingy. Man, they really come up with a whole lot of words for this stuff. So we're going to have a battle royal, and the winner of the battle royal takes on Jon Moxley. And the winner of that takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi at AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door. Because all due respect to Hiroki Goto, who's tremendous, it's not going to be Goto. They face off in New Japan Dominion in just a few days. So yeah, speaking of that battle royal, it was at this point, and actually I've reached this point with AEW in the past few months, they have just hotshotted so many gimmick matches, ladder matches, street fights, anything goes, Texas death matches, battle royals. I get why, but honestly, they could have just done 10 men and it would have been just fine. I feel this got a little bit too busy, and while it went 30 minutes, I'll mention the people here, it dragged. I don't know, This had elements of a good match, but got messy like most battle royals do. And since we've seen so many, it is what it is. So, Tony Nese, Daniel Garcia, and Lance Archer are already in the ring. Thanks, Lance. You know, you almost broke your neck a number of months ago. You don't warrant a TV entrance. That's unfortunate. I like Lance Archer. Darby May's entrance, the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. The Mad Kingston, as I'm just going to call him now, gets a huge pop. And the only way to be eliminated is over the top rope. So Darby uses a skateboard because you can just use anything. You could basically take out a piece of plywood with barbed wire. Shouldn't encourage that. And hit somebody with it in the Battle Royal, and it's fine. Starks comes out next with Jake Hager. Who the fuck cares about Jake Hager? Does anybody in Jake Hager's family care about him? Like, that guy has meant absolutely nothing since signing with AEW. Phoenix, Swerve, and Lee. This is a mess. Nese got tossed out first. Lee goes nuts, eliminating a few people. Silver, Takeshita, I hope I pronounced that right. Max Caster, the Ass Boys. Scissor Me Daddy Ass, as Bowen says to Billy Gunn. Hobbs, O'Reilly, Fish, Dante, and Wheeler Yuta, fresh off of the Best of Super Juniors run that he had. Just Wheeler Yuta, not anybody else. That would be weird. Though Dante being in the Best of Super Juniors in coming years might be kind of cool to see. Who is the Joker? Well, first we see Swerve eliminating Lee after Lee eliminated the Ass Boys and a couple people, because Swerve is being a sneaky little boy there. He's like, I'm going to sneak up. Whee! I'm just going to do that. Apparently he's just going to cup him by big buffalo balls and just throw him over there. And who is the Joker? It's Andrade. That's appropriate given how they booked him. Great, Andrade is back. That means that fucking Charlotte's going to be back on WWE television and just send all the rest of the women's division home, because she's going to wreck television like she has for the last number of years. So that being said, bodies start flying. Eddie gets eliminated to a booze. Swerve and Darby team up, Shades of Defy Northwest, and then Darby gets tossed out, and it's down to a few people, and O'Reilly wins. That was nearly 30 minutes of television. Now, there were elements of a good match here, but I've seen too many battle royals. And then Jon Moxley is backstage with echoey audio saying he's going to continue to hunt big game in AEW New Japan. Okay. Video package on the new All-Atlantic Championship for international talents because they have such an international flavor, because they have a roster that grows by the day, by the week. And it's getting to the point where you have to start wondering if they just have gotten so bloated, because they have 3 hours of weekly television. I don't count the YouTube shows, not to say if the talents don't put the efforts in there, but I used to review those, and it got to the point where I just didn't care. But it's going to be 4 qualifying matches, and there's going to be a 4-way, oh my, at AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door. Buddy versus Pac, Ethan versus Miro, Penta versus Malachi, and 2 New Japan talents taking on each other. Okay. At least New Japan is going to be represented, which kind of makes sense considering it's AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door. Spoopy Buddy entrance, Pac versus Buddy Matthews. Qualifying match. Buddy must be happy there is no wellness policy in AEW. Holy fucking hell. It's like they took an air pump and just went, we're just going to keep doing this. And he doesn't look healthy. Actually, he's in really good shape. He's not the only one, but it's kind of fucking ridiculous. But a bunch of flippy shit of Poison Rana and the Black Arrow 1, 2, 3. Pac did that better than he has in the past. He always hits it well, but sometimes he seems unsure of himself on the top rope. So I'm glad he seemed to get those butterflies out of his system. And then Death Triangle celebrate. And then the House of Black just stare at Buddy like, what the hell? How did you lose? And Julia Hart just standing there like, what am I here for again? Eddie calls out to Jericho Snooze Fest, as I'm calling him, wants Hager on Rampage. Boy, I hope Eddie, just punches him out in a couple seconds. And I know that Eddie's probably going to lose because Jake Hager just isn't going to lose singles matches. I don't know about the spoilers for Rampage or if it's live this week. I don't really care, in all honesty. But whatever. Jake Hager in a match, instant just, I feel asleep, as a bad translation from Metal Gear once went. Trent Beretta is bummed because it's National Best Friends Day and his best friends aren't there. That's okay, you still have your mom's minivan. Calls out FTR because, well, we didn't win the championships that night, but we didn't lose them either. And Rocky Romero is in Japan, apparently. I thought he was part of the Strong brand. Apologies. Allergies are a goddamn bitch. FTR getting a huge pop. They say, well, you really should be mad at Will Ospreay's bitch boys. That's what we'll call them. The Hero Okan and Jeff Cobb. And, Will Ospreay. They mentioned Will Ospreay, so here's Will Ospreay too. There might have been some people cheering in the arena, but when they cut to those shots, I go, it looked like some people might be reacting. I don't. Will Ospreay's best year was 2019. Ever since then, he has been trying desperately for people to make people not like him, which he didn't have to try very hard because he's not a likable guy. Was Kenny there? Because apparently him and Kenny do not get along very well. And then here's Hanari and Aussie Open. Cool to see Hanari in AEW programming. That was nice. I like Hanari. Look, Will can work, but Will also has a ceiling. And his ceiling was 2019. So, whatever. Cool. Will Ospreay is considered to be one of the 2 or 3 best wrestlers in the world. Sure, JR, sure, whatever you say. He didn't even seem to believe that. I'm not saying that people can't be Will Ospreay fans. You feel whatever the hell you want. I used to really appreciate Will Ospreay, and now it's just gotten to the point where I've seen it. What else do you fucking have? His heel work isn't very fucking good. Let's pick this up. Shivani is with Regal and the Undisputed Elite, and he warns them, I know you guys, and I know what Moxley can do, and... Speaking of Undisputed Elite, Cole joins commentary because it's all about the boom Adam Cole, baby. David Finlay taking on Hangman Page. Cowboy shit chance, and David Finlay forever has my respect because he called Flip Gordon a fucking idiot. He says, you're the dumbest person I know, and I know Osprey. Because Flip Gordon's a fucking idiot, by the way, just in case anybody doesn't know. So, Punk was mentioned as having successful surgery, died by Page. He drinks a fan's beer, because I guess apparently they tested that fan. Whatever, it is what it is, I don't fucking care. So, Page seemed more motivated. David focused on the knee. Page kept selling the knee. Speed kills, says JR, and he's not wrong, especially in wrestling. And a buckshot 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match. David Finlay had a pretty good showing here. Hangman grabs the mic, said he wants to address the world title situation, but now is not the time. But he does want a challenge for another championship. The IWGP title. I want Okada. Cole says, you don't deserve that, and it might not even be Okada. It might be Jay White. Thanks, Cole. Thanks for reminding us that the snooze fest Jay White, in the ring, I mean. Jay White seems like a pretty good guy, but I find him aggressively boring in the ring. Maybe the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Great, because that worked out so well the first time. Whatever. Cole is just not believable anymore. I'm sorry, he's just not fucking believable anymore. Earlier today, Shivani was with Thunder Rosa. Marina Shafir shows up and says something about, I'd like to be your problem, and I wonder if you can solve me. Where you want it? Bit weird verbiage there. That was English. I love Thunder Rosa. Marina has a good look. I'll get to that match in a bit, but I love Thunder Rosa because Thunder Rosa can be a great spokesperson for the company. Rumors were that after AEW Double or Nothing, she was off TV because she wasn't feeling well. I don't know how true that is. If that's true, I hope she's feeling better. If she needed time off, had other stuff, whatever it is, I'm just glad Thunder Rosa's back on television. She's great for the women's division. I know she does stuff for Mission Pro Wrestling. I know she has she has plenty of things that she's doing, but she really is great for wrestling in general. Now let's see how she can do with Marina Shafir, who, let's be perfectly honest, Marina Shafir was the best part of that match versus Jade, because Jade just cannot do really much of anything. Shivani then interviews Wardlow. But this comes out of my paycheck. If I had a girlfriend, she'd kill me. So anyway, I'm sorry, I had a little voice crack there. Apparently hitting puberty at 41 is something that happens. Why did Wardlow not want to be in the Battle Royal? First, he says, welcome to Wardlow's world. He wants Punk to heal up because he wants to be his ass. That's pretty much why he didn't want to be there. He wants the TNT Championship. Here's Scorpio. But Lambert says, no, he's injured. You can't go in there. He could go in there perfectly healthy, and unfortunately, I think Wardlow would destroy him. And I love Scorpio. And I hope Scorpio gets a bit of a long run. Scorpio should have had a long run. We shouldn't have really had this hot potato with Sammy Guevara and whatever Ty Conte is. But Wardlow, he says, that's fine. I got all the time in the world. I'll take you all on. And Sterling has jobber security, enhancement talent, guys, whatever. This storyline is dumb. And he says you have two options. Face me in a court of law, or in the court of law. I'll take the case. Because apparently he's Harvey Birdman. Or wrestle 20 security guards in an elimination match. What? The fuck is this? What the fuck is this? We see a little ad on Nyla Rose talking about pride. Support people that are gay. Part of the LGBTQ community. Who the fuck cares? As long as everybody's with consenting adults, everybody's happy, what the fuck's it matter? It's not an illness, and if you think that being a member of the LGBTQ community is an illness, and you think being gay is an illness, or whatever, you're a fucking moron, and get your head out of your ass. Off my soapbox. The Bucks and Hardys are backstage in a Bucks trailer or something. They want each one a tag title shot. Here's Jurassic Express, and Cage says, hey, how about a match that made us famous, a ladder match, and Jungle Boy's confused. 3-way ladder match. This is at least the 5th or 7th ladder match they have had this year. It just seems like it. Maybe it's only been the 3rd. I don't know. They've had way too many ladder matches. Thunder Rosa versus Marina Shafir. Was it for the AEW Women's Championship? Aubrey held up the championship, but I was a little bit confused. Thunder Rosa, as I said, great. She's great in the ring, and she can work with a lot of people. Marina, I think, is about as good as she's ever going to get. This had some good strikes, had some very nice submission work. It also went a bit long, because Marina, I don't think, can work really long matches. Thunder Rosa gave her a lot. This is just me being a fan. I'm not a wrestler. Never will be. I'm just viewing it as a fan. Thunder Rosa gave her a lot and did a lot of good stuff. There was some good strikes. There were some awkward moments, as you would get, because Thunder Rosa has the experience level of Marina, less so. That time in WWE did not do her any favors. She did hit a stiff drop kick in the ropes. Marina did hit a nice pump handle release. But eventually, the roll-up. The most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling is a surprise roll-up 1, 2, 3. Then Marina attacks Rosa. And has a weird choke-out triangle thing that she was trying to do. I don't know what that was. Toni Storm shows up. So now it's a thunderstorm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'm not sorry for that pun. It was right there. They fight off, or they beat up Marina, and a program between Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa. Sign me the fuck up. That'll be good shit. Build to that. They can't build it to a pay-per-view because, well, AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door probably won't have a women's match. More in the pity. Even though it'd be kind of cool to see a Stardom person there. That'd be a good idea. But Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm, I'm all for it. So then we get Shivani with Jade and the Baddies and Stokely, and it's Statlander versus Velvet and on Rampage, and Jade tells Toni to cut the shit and she leaves, so at least they cut the shit. So, Jade has a great look. I'm sorry. I just don't fucking get it whenever she's in the ring. So, Trent, it's going to be Trent and FTR versus Osprey and Aussie Open. Hager versus Kingston. Giant Silva Jr. and Lethal in action. Sweet fucking Christ. This is going to make Giant Gonzalez look great by comparison. And he's been dead for about 12 years. And then Hook and Danhausen talk. I'm sorry. Hook! I have a lot of enthusiasm for Hook because they're doing this stuff with Danhausen. Whatever. Dynamite has a 3-way ladder match. Jericho versus Ortiz and Hair versus Hair. Wardlow in a 20-on-1 match. Wild thing, you make Jeffrey Dahmer eat and sing. Regal joins commentary. Moxley versus O'Reilly, #1 contenders match. Good strikes, good wrestling. O'Reilly did zero in on the leg with an awkward spot in the ropes. That knee drop off the top and Moxley's leg was tangled up in the ropes. And eventually a heel hook. And they went into a little bit of overtime. We got the Regal knee and a pair of dimes shift. 1, 2, 3. And Moxley won the #1 contenders match. What? I know. I'm shocked. Honestly, not a bad episode of Dynamite. It will be interesting to see how the next 2 weeks go, considering we're getting close to Forbidden Door. Are you going to be ordering Forbidden Door? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.